I only became aware of Diner because of Tim Daly. I decided to watch it for Tim Daly. I'd never heard of it, had no real expectations, but I did see that it had 7.0 out of 10 on IMDb. At the time of recording, that's across 24,000 reviews and ratings, and a very impressive Metascore of 82. It seems to be very well received, and I'm starting with this because I didn't really care for it. I wouldn't say it's a bad film, it's not, and there are things about it that I did enjoy, and I will praise those elements. But I just found that I never really cared about anything that was happening. I didn't really care for the characters. They're fine. They're not badly written. Certainly the performances aren't bad. But I would have said it was an okay, average film. 7 out of 10. That generally means it's very, very well received by a large number of people. So I'm going to say that it's an average film, but I wanted to start with that. Just in case you're curious, I don't want to put anybody off watching it, because maybe there's a very good chance you'll enjoy it more than I did. Diner was released in 1982. It's directed and written by Barry Levinson, with a cast including, of course, Tim Daly, Steve Guttenberg, Daniel Stern, Mickey Rourke, Kevin Bacon, Ellen Barkin. We have a brilliant, brilliant cast there. And as I said, the performances are fine. The characters are well enough written. IMDb describes this without giving anything away, and IMDb says as follows: a group of college-age buddies struggle with their imminent passage into adulthood in 1959 Baltimore. The time period I like. The characters, at least the way they're written, I like. And the diner as a location, I also enjoyed. I thought that worked really well. There are other locations, of course, other things that look really good, but I just never really cared about anything that was happening to the characters. And while there are key plot points and specific events that happen, I do feel like it's more character driven. It's about connecting with the characters, their journeys, their stage of life. And because I never really connected with the characters, I never really cared about anything they were going through. That sounded more callous than I intended. I just wasn't that bothered by anything that was unfolding. Nothing was badly done. Nothing seemed out of place. I didn't disagree with anything that was happening. I simply wasn't bothered. We do get to know the characters quite well as well, so that's not the issue. It's not that we never really get to know them, and that's why I didn't care. But I just never really felt an emotional connection with them, so I never really had an emotional response to anything that was happening. As I said, though, it's fine. It's an absolutely fine experience. It's believable. It's easy to buy into. I just didn't find it to be overly interesting. Visually, it is good, with some really great locations, good camera work and lighting. There's a good use of sound. And as I said, we have great performances with arguably strong characters. But it wasn't enough for me to say, yes, I agree with that 7 out of 10 rating. Clearly, it appeals to some people a lot more than the execution did to me. And on that basis, I do recommend it. To be fair, I'd probably recommend it anyway, but I would have said if you're looking for an easy, relaxing watch, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's not that engaging. But I don't necessarily want to say that. That's my perspective. But at the same time, a lot of people seem to love it. So if you do want to sit down and become immersed in it, give it a go. It might work better for you than it did for me, but I don't have any complaints. I just don't rate it as highly as many people. So all things considered, I thought Diner was a little bland in places, not that engaging, but ultimately not a bad film. And of course, if you want to check it out, let me know what you think. I didn't love it. Clearly some people do. So based on that, I'm happy enough to recommend it.